Okay, put my phone somewhere. Hi guys, it's April and I've got something a little different today. I'm going to tweet all of this out so that people know that we're live as soon as it loads. I'm 100% sure there is an easier way to do this, but this is the way we're doing it. So I just got my Jazza Jazzy art box, and I was trying to think of what I could do with the supplies, and this is what I came up with. I have a Bob Ross that Jazza has drawn and released as a coloring page, and then I have some of the supplies that came in the box. If you want to know what else is in this box, I have recorded it and I'm hoping to edit it and get it up in the next couple of days. But right now we have this limited palette of a Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers. And then we have this limited set of Polychromos. Now the thing is, I have a very limited color palette right now. And that is making me feel a little weird. I don't know how I'm going to do this Bob Ross, but it's going to happen. We're going to do this. It may turn out really, really weird. It may be amazing, but we're just going to do it. Hi, Elizabeth. Now I'm going to zoom in a little more so we can see all of Bob. Okay, I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do this at all, but I am excited to try this. So this is the Pale Tan TN1. Okay, that is darker than I thought it was going to be. So we might have to do something a little interesting. I've never quite colored this way before. But I think I'm going to very much be utilizing the blender. And then of course, seeing if I can bring in some of that colored pencil. But I mean, there's not any colors that I feel comfortable putting into skin tones. You know. So I'm trying to leave some openness. I think I'm gonna have to get, now I've also got this apricot TN3, which I'm hoping is going to be a little dark, and it is. So I can use this as my dark. This is definitely going to be a learning experience. Because I think I've gotten really comfortable with having a ton of colors to choose from. And that is not what this is right now. kind of switch between all of them. Kind of blend some things out. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Okay, and then I know we have a blender in here. I'm wondering if I can kind of slowly pull color to where I want it to be. This is going to be weird. Okay. Because we need that peachy color, but I don't need it full strength. Now the interesting thing is also with this set is the fact that there is no brown marker. I'm trying to rack my brain and remember how you make the color brown. It's in my head somewhere. I just don't know where in my head. So it could be fairly interesting to do. We're gonna make this work though. I think I want to darken some of this though. I might go back with some of the colored pencils, but hey, I'm not totally disliking how it's turning out. I think that's pretty good with only using 3 markers and one of them being the blender. Let's see. It's true. I mean, it's going to show you that you don't necessarily need a whole heck of a ton. And it's also kind of showing me how I've become a little bit reliant on that. There's so much brown in this picture. I'm definitely going to have to figure out how to do brown. Now there's one thing I will note about these Spectrum Noir markers. They are so fat in my hands, but I really do like how they are laying down. I guess can't forget his lip. Kind of forgot about it. I did. Sometimes you just need something a little different. But I also started with what I assumed was going to be okay-ish for me to attempt, since there were some nice peachy skin tones inside of the color selection. I'm just paranoid about doing the hair. You know what? Might cheat and look this up. Oh, his ear! Thank you for that. You were right. Oh my gosh. That would have been bad. Thank you for that catch. Of course, I got halfway through getting all of my markers. Caps on. It's so interesting. I'm trying to get new marker caps on and off. There we go. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that would have been bad. I have a feeling I'm going to use the blender a lot. Okay, so for his shirt, I'm going to give him a blue shirt because in my brain that's going to be easiest. Because I have this ultramarine and I have this, they call it an ice gray, but it's pretty much a blue gray. So I could probably get different layers with this. And then of course I can bring back in this blender as well. So I'm going to do that. I feel like it might be a cheat, but then I also have some blue tones in the colored pencils that I can turn around and layer on top of that if it's not quite where I want it to be. So I'm branching out, but I don't want to go too far. Hi, Elizabeth. Okay, so that is definitely more of a gray than a blue, which is fine. See, if I was smart, I totally would have swatched all these colors out. But I am very much living on the edge today. I'm like, who swatches things out? Says the lady who has 27 swatch sheets of various different things. Okay. Now we're gonna find out. Oh, that is dark. That is a very dark blue. Okay. This is gonna be interesting. I think I can work this. I might have to bring in the colored pencils more than I thought I was going to have to. That is the blender. I want the gray first. See, and now next to that blue, that gray looks even bluer. Let's see if I can get a blend in there. I'm being so messy about this. Not quite blending out the way I wanted it to. Yay! I'm gonna make this work. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. There is no panicking. I'm not panicking, you're panicking. We got this, guys. We got this. It's gonna be fine. Good grief. Might be one of those things that it's mostly colored pencil. Like I said, I thought these were a little closer than they were, because I mean, I should know not to never ever trust the color on the caps. But you know, sometimes you just want to trust. Okay, yep, we're gonna have to do some colored pencil editing. Well, now we know. Okay, we have these two colored pencils. We've got the light ultramarine and the phthalo blue. So, just gonna kind of slowly blend that really harsh blend between that gray and the blue. I'm gonna see if I can slowly mellow that out a little bit. And of course, bring it further out. Happy accidents, guys. Happy accidents. originally started with the markers because, I mean, it's easier to do that quick color, that quick base, instead of having to spend a whole lot of time building it up with colored pencils. Because my hope is to do all of this today with you guys. So we're about to see if that is even possible. I believe in us. See, that's not looking too bad. I mean, the blue marker has given it a very deep shade of blue in certain areas that we can run with. And the good thing about Polychromos is how much you can layer them. Okay, I'm going to start pulling those blues a little further out now. How do I want to do this? I feel like his cuff should be a little lighter than the rest of the shirt. Maybe add a light back here. And I will be bringing in that light ultramarine soon, I promise. It's just amazing how much color distinction you can get with just one colored pencil. milking it for all it's worth. Especially since I really like phthalo blue. Okay, so this is the light ultramarine, which I'm going to disappear those white spaces with. I have a feeling that the hair is going to be done in a similar fashion to this. It's not too bad. Not bad at all. Definitely want to come back with this phthalo and try and blend some things out even more. I think Bob Ross was the only reason I actually knew how to say the word phthalo. Because if you ever just see it without knowing what it is, it's the weirdest looking word ever. Ah, thank you for popping in. I welcome the support. Thank you. I keep looking up at my monitor at the picture because I'm like right on top of the picture, but I can see some things I'm missing when I look up at the monitor. Some little spots that look like a really harsh blend that I feel like I need to smooth out a little bit. was really paranoid there for a hot minute that I had completely ruined this page. But I think it's coming to a place where I'm pretty okay with. Huh. Kind of got that shadow for his shirt. Just a little bit. I am very much liking these Spectrum Noirs. I mean, I am a Copic girl through and through, but the brush tips on these right now, I am really, really liking. And the blends that I seem to be getting right now are pretty good. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat. Let's see. Because I think if you add a combination of... Because I'm like, if you add red, yellow, and blue all together, you could get a brown. Or an orange, a green, and a purple all together. I think you get a brown as well. But the real question is, which brown do I want? And can I get the color variants that I want? I don't know if I want to go that crazy with it. So what I might do is I've got the limited Spectrum Noirs have got these peaches and these orangey colors that I might put down as a base. And then I've got these browns in the Polychromos that I will use to start adding to this depth that we're getting with the face and everywhere else. We might do it that way. We're gonna try, and I'm starting to lean towards the fact that this easel might be gray tones instead of brown. And I know I just used these colors on the face, but we're gonna go with it. We're just gonna run with it. It's gonna be fine. Guys, it's gonna be fine. I'm the only one panicking, but that's beside the point. The apricot. Okay, so I'm just gonna, and if anything, using the same tones that we used in the face will definitely help us to match tones. Blah, 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 blah. If you know what I mean. Okay, we're gonna just start with his beard. Oh, we're living on the edge right now, Elizabeth. We're just full on. We're just gonna throw ourselves in the deep end and see if we can make all of this do what we want it to do. It would make sense to do a test. I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm feeling dangerous today. So, this is what's happening. Oh my gosh! You're so right! His thumb is white! God, those little pieces! It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. But hey, at least we got the skin colors out, so we can just really quickly color in his thumb. Let's get the blender out. Oh my gosh, there we go. Oopsie. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Now it's not white. Oh, goodness. Okay, so we've got these browns that I am going to start darkening this beard up with. Sometimes you get so focused on one part of the picture that you miss a good chunk of the rest of the picture. This lighterish brown that I can pull in here as well. Ooh. Sorry, I just started putting this on top of the skin tone and I'm like, huh, I like the way that that is interacting with the marker colors. Jazza very much knew what he was doing when he selected these utensils together, these colors, and these mediums. Because I think I mean, this is just the start. I'll probably layer some more colored pencil. On his skin, but I figure that's a good start. Now I know. By the way, this is the walnut brown, and this is the burnt ochre. See, I don't think that turned out bad at all. I think we can do that for his hair as well. Look at that beard. Isn't he so cute? Oh, he's got it. We gotta do his eyebrows too. Otherwise, that would be unfortunate. And he's got brown eyes, if I remember correctly. At least in the picture in my mind, he's got brown eyes. Whether or not that's true, I think at this point is beside the point. Okay. So I will get the pale tan and the apricot. And we will make it look like he has no eyebrows. Let me think. Oops. And this is going to be the interesting part, is filling in all of this. He's got so much hair. This is gonna look really weird for a second. But it's gonna be okay. Did I get something on my... Oh, I did. Interesting. I can't be running out of ink yet. This marker is starting to feel really dry. Maybe it just doesn't do large strokes very well. You can't go too fast, otherwise the paper doesn't absorb the ink and it gets really splotchy. like I said, if you do strokes that are too quick and long, it's like the ink doesn't have time to catch up, and so it doesn't lay enough ink down. Okay, I'm gonna put the markers away. Well, at least these two markers. Make sure I get the right cap on the right one. Excuse me. Okay, okay, okay. Let me, thank you. It was overly complicated. We will slowly start to build this out. I don't know why I started with the big stuff. I need to remember, do not forget his eyebrows and his eyeballs. That would be unfortunate. So I'm trying to keep my strokes really, really light so I can build all of this up. Oh, this hair just makes me smile so much. No, I think one thing that would have been cool for them to have added into the Jazza Jazzy art box would be a pencil sharpener. I know that's not really a big thing, and I'm sure a lot of people already have pencil sharpeners. But honestly, you can never have too many because I leave them everywhere in the house. I almost like the texture that's happening in the markers because it's hair, it's curly hair, so it's not going to be smooth. Let me get the It just makes me smile so much. Ooh, that's exciting, Loretta. Gotta love when those kind of things finally start to come to a close. Just like, ah. Especially when you feel like you've put so much time into something. If I'm wrong about Bob Ross's eye color, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure he was a brown-eyed man. Kind of got to figure out how to do that paintbrush. Because I don't necessarily want it to be brown like his hair. We could possibly attempt to do more of a orangey brown with the burnt ochre, rather than taking it all the way with the walnut brown. That, and it would give me an excuse to possibly use this amber color. So we can try that. Let's do that. Let's see how that goes. Oh, I love pages that you really, really get into. I'm gonna put the colored pencil back so I'm not throwing that everywhere. So one thing about having this limited palette is you definitely start matching your colors and they don't feel like they're out of nowhere. Oh, red. I didn't even think of red. We might be able to add some red tones to it, though. That could be... See, the funny thing is, I don't even have a red in this marker set. I will show you this marker set again. These are the colors of markers I have to work with. So it is kind of interesting, the stuff that he's given us. Jazza has like decided to give us. And you can for sure do a lot with it. It's just, you really have to reach outside of your comfort zone and think about how colors can play together. Ooh. I kind of like that red tone thrown in there. It's not quite coming off the same way on screen as it is in person. But that was definitely a good call with getting some red undertones in there. Even if you were talking about maybe doing a completely red paintbrush. But when I get a picture taken of it, try to make sure that you can see that red. It's almost like a cherry wood now. I don't necessarily want to color the bristles. I'm wondering. Okay, this is going to be an interesting experience. I have the blender, and I also have this yellow. I'm wondering if I can kind of just it's almost too yellow for my liking. Ooh, wrong side. Well, we're coloring a really young Bob Ross. How's that sound? Let's see if I can kind of blendery that out just a little bit. And then we kind of have to decide what he's painting. Because that's going to be interesting. It's gonna have to have mountains, and it's probably gonna have some happy trees. You can't do a Bob Ross painting without happy trees. I think part of it is deciding. We're gonna do the easel first, and while we're doing the easel, we'll slowly think about what Mr. Ross is painting. I'm going to, okay, so there's 3 grays in this set. We've got Ice Gray 1, Ice Gray 4, and Ice Gray 9, and I'm going to use that on the easel. Yeah, I'm kind of pulling most of this from my brain. So it's a little bit of fantasy, a little bit of reality. Okay, I'm gonna get... Ooh, that is a very light gray. Probably could have used some of that in the shirt to blend some things out. But that's okay. Because we also have a black colored pencil that we can bring in color as well. Ooh, I think I might have added too much ink and I have completely ghosted out. Whoopsie. That's fine. We'll fix that. Part would probably be the darker. I probably could have used the bullet nib for that, couldn't I? Well, I'm so used to using brush tip, I don't even think about the other end of the marker. Okay, let's blend some of that out a little bit. See, and this is my wheelhouse when I've got close matching colors. You can blend them out really nicely. Yeah, probably should use the bullet nib for that, but you know what? It's fine. Okay. Sorry guys, kind of just went into ultra focus mode there. It's like this goes every which direction. I'm trying to keep my lines neat, but I don't know if I'm quite succeeding at that. I love when I have 3 different markers to work with, like this. Go back in real quickly. Blend those out before they dry. I'll come back here and I'll fix this. Okay, I like that. I'm going to go in with the black real quick. Maybe, if I can get it out. And we're just gonna kind of not do a lot. Kind of hit some of those spots. And darken them up just a touch. Kind of blend all of that out a little bit. I'm not gonna go too crazy with it because this is a black and the grays I used were cool grays. Just kind of deepening a few spots. Okay. I'm going to see if I can fix around that paintbrush a little bit where I've gone a little bit crazy with the oh, ooh, goodness. With the ink. See if I can mellow out that color. Could also do some kind of scenery that pulls it out. Okay, kind of let that dry. We could play a little bit with colors he has on his color palette, because you know there's going to be a lot of blues and greens, but the thing is I don't have a lot of blues or greens. These are the blues and the greens that I got in the set. We could probably get this gray out too, because I might use it on some of the mountain stuff. So add a little bit of blue to that. A lot. Quite what I wanted it to do. Of course, we can have a blue. I'm going to do this one blue. Probably have a couple of greens. I think I want another different kind of bluey type. And then that'll be, oh dang it, very light bluey tone, I think. So it looks a mess right now. But I think I can use the colored pencils to get this variation that I am looking for. So here I'm going to lighten up this green a little bit. And this one. Some of these out. Oh, that caused that to spread way too much. Not what I wanted. Oh my gosh. I don't know when I got that blue all over my finger. But it's under my nail at this point. No! We'll see how that dries. Might be able to fix that. Okay. So here, we've got this blue. And this one I kind of want to do lighter mix blue. Let's see if we can. He did use some whites. I just figured that wouldn't show up very well in these little blurbs, schmerges. I don't know what you want to call them. And I was going to do a really, really light blue over here. Probably should have used a green over in that section. Holy cow, these things are hard. Oh, to get out of the tin. Oh my goodness. It's true, he did use all of those things. I was just kind of keeping a really simple color palette. And kind of running with that. Different tones of blues and greens. I don't dislike it, but they're oh, I gotta fix. I gotta fix that one part somehow. This is gonna drive me nuts. That, oh, I don't even care. Those can go where they want to go. Yeah, that blue just kind of exploded everywhere, didn't it? I have it all over. How did I get blue on my pink marker? I haven't even used the pink. Oh. Yep, it's all over my blender as well. I might have to use the white gel pen. Maybe I can get back some of that white. Because I'm just going to leave his palette white. Because I like it white. I mean, I guess I could, like, gray it a little bit, but I kind of like it white. It's going to be a very simple picture. I didn't want to go too crazy with this. Okay, so how are we going to Bob Ross this? How? Because usually when you're Bob Ross, you start with mountains, right? So maybe we kind of got a mountain here that works its way up into this mountain. And he's got some mountainy business coming back down here. If I can, play. I don't know. And then, of course, we're going to have some. I think we need to have the big happy tree over here. It just kind of, you know, hangs out, Bob Ross style. And of course you have to make him a friend. Can't have a friendless tree, right? And then we could probably just do a rough skyline of trees. I don't know what that was. That was not in the shape of a tree, but it gives the impression of a tree. That's all we need, right? We'll probably have... how do I want to do this? I have... that goes... right into here. But then at some point, I've got to have some water in there because you can't have Bob Ross without water. I'm just really afraid to use that really dark blue. So I want to keep it kind of loosey-goosey. So I'm wondering if I should pull in some colored pencils too. It's like I just want to give an impression of a Ross painting without doing a full-on Ross painting. if it's working or if I'm just more of making a mess than anything else. Bring in some more of the blues. Ooh, have to shift. What if we used... Oh, thank you! Use some of this ultramarine to make that mountain less white. working too well on the canvas right now, but I will go back and I will fix that. Okay, so it's a really artistic interpretation of Bob Ross. I'm going to fix up my edges just a little bit because I wasn't being that careful. Excuse me. Okay, I have... Is it this good? Okay, I'm going to... bring up his teeth a little bit more. Because I just feel like it's a big empty space and it's like, that's awkward. Hello, Coloroo. I think I wanna bring a little more color into this because I feel like it looks too much like the background of the picture. Okay, and have this really light gray that I think I'm going to add a little bit of shading to the easel, not the easel, the palette. But I'm mostly going to let it fade to white. What I did notice, however, is you've got a little bit of his shirt in here. There we go. Got a little bit of smear of blue going on right here. I kind of want to blend out, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Probably could got a little bit of a paint smear line going on. Here we go. And I think I want to a little bit of shading to his teeth, so it's not so awfully white. There we go. A little bit of depth to the palette, and I think we are nearly finished. That is Bob Ross. I still haven't used this beautiful Uniball. Oop, and it's already ready to go. So I'm going to add a few extra little flourishes just to see how this pen works. Oh my gosh. Yep, I can see why people really, 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 really like the Uniball. Oh. I might have to get a few more. This might be my new favorite. I'm always grabbing for the Posca, but I almost feel like I like it a little bit better than a Posca. I don't know. Okay. So that is Bob Ross. I really like how that turned out. I don't think there's much more I want to do with it right now. Oh, I do know what I do want to do real quick is I want to add, kind of like we did with the palette, I want to add a little bit of, so it's just not stark white. There we go. That makes me feel a little bit better. Didn't really add that much, but that's fine. So that is Bob Ross. I like it. That is, this of course was drawn by Jazza and colored in using a very limited range of the Spectrum Noir Illustrator markers and 12 Polychromos. I think it turned out pretty well. I need to stop shaking it. All of the, okay, so these came in the Jazza art box that I just got. And then I found Jazza has some coloring pages up that you can purchase. And so I purchased this. And I thought it would be really appropriate to color them together. But this is what we did. And I think it turned out great. I want to thank you all for coloring with me today, hanging out with me, talking with me. I enjoyed it immensely, and I hope that you guys will be back with me next Sunday at 11 Central. We'll probably be back in the crystals. Pretty sure we'll be back in the crystals. I can't imagine why we wouldn't be back in the crystals. But yeah, we will be doing that again, and then of course at the end of the month we have the Disney Colorathon that I've got some Thomas Kincaid pictures that I'm going to attempt to do. We'll see how it turns out. But thank you guys for joining me, and I heart your beautiful faces. Bye.